Okay, so we're recording the class like always. Good afternoon, everyone. This is me again, Dr. Samah, and this is EL111. Today, inshallah, we're going to cover a great deal. We're going to start off with some refreshing exercises that are meant to perhaps enhance your vocabulary and also enhance your, comprehension, reading comprehension skills. And then we make the transition to theme 2. We're starting theme 2 today, inshallah. So let me share what I have with you, and then we are on our way. Bismillah. Just give me a second. And can you see that? Hello?
Yes, sir. Did you open the PDF file?
It's a PDF file. Can you read the title?
4,000 essential English words.
Okay. Can we move beyond that? There is a unit number. Can you read the unit number?
No, it's not showing.
Are you sure? Unit 14, word list. Can't you see word list?
No, nothing. It's show up here.
Okay, okay, no problem.
It's showing the computer folders.
Okay, let me see if I can. Okay, so one more time, sharing, and then yeah, I'm sure you can see that now, right?
Yeah. Word list.
Okay, yeah, very good. So let's go. So my strategy would be for us to read the vocab items, for us to also listen to how they are pronounced, and then we see them in context. We see them between and among words and sentences and even in paragraphs. This way, if we focus on them, we come out of the class not having to memorize them because we have already memorized them without knowing. Okay, so this is going to be our strategy. I'm going to try to enhance your vocab, lists. Obviously, vocab is very important. What is perhaps more important than vocab would be how to use vocab and also how to determine the meaning of vocab items in a context. And we spoke about context before, and we said that it's the environs or the environment around the word. Okay, there is more to a word than just its literal meaning. You have to check what it means in a given context. So we're starting this journey. It's a very interesting one. I have books that are all designed to enhance people's vocabulary, and we're going to use them every time we meet, whether we meet here in class or we meet in the writing center. We make sure that we take a unit that would, like I said, increase our vocab bank. Okay, so let's look at these words. Like I said, we don't only have the word, we have the word and how it is used, and this is very interesting. So we're going to go through them together, and then we move to something else. So you have the word apparent, and you have an exam. What is interesting is that you have the meaning and also the exam. So apparent, if something is apparent, it is easy to see. So apparent is more or less like obvious, is more or less like clear. And the example, like I said, her happiness was apparent from the smile on her face. So she was smiling, which is an indication that she was happy. This was apparent that she was happy. Okay, it was obvious, it was clear that she was happy. So this is apparent. And then you have the word blind. Blind. So when people are blind, you don't expect them to see, right? So when people are blind, they cannot see, right? Do you agree? Of course, you agree. So the blind man did not see the hole and almost fell in. Okay, if somebody is blind, he or she stumbles and traps and trips on. Yeah, I'm just look. I mean, it's not. It's a book that I have. You don't have this book. Just look at what is being shown on the screen. Okay, so the blind man did not see the hole and almost fell in. And then you have the word calculate. And to calculate is to find an answer using math. So calculation has to do with math. Okay. So in math classes, you calculate, you put and add things together. So I calculated how much money I would need to buy the car. This is the example. And then you have the word chat. So to chat is to talk with someone, of course. So even though they were far apart, the couple chatted every day. Even though, if you still remember, when we spoke about relationships, this is a relationship of contrast. So when people are far apart, they obviously cannot chat, but they did it. So even though they were far apart, the couple chatted every day. And then you have the word commit. And to commit is to make a promise, to make a pledge that you will do something. So to commit to something is to promise to do it. So Seth wanted to go home, but he had committed to finishing the job. He promised to finish the job. That's why he couldn't go home unless and until he finished what he committed to, what he promised to do. And then you have the word compose, and we use it in music and we also use it in writing. Compose is to produce something, is to make something. When I ask you to compose a piece of writing, it means that I ask you to put paragraphs together so that you can have an essay or a paragraph. So to compose something is to make it from smaller parts. So Tanya composed her report using many sources of information, and this is actually what you do in if you're doing, for example, GR and you have a project or a TMA to submit. So you use many sources and you compose your TMA. And then you have the word dormitory or dormitory, like the Americans pronounce it. Dormitory is a school building where students live. This is, of course, it does not apply to us because we all live with our families, but sometimes you go and live in another country, perhaps to study, and you live in the university premises, and those premises or places are called dormitories. So I will move into the dormitory at the beginning of the school year. And then you have the verb exhaust. And to exhaust is to tire somebody, to make him or her tired. So to exhaust someone is to make them tired. So John exhausted himself by swimming all day. And then we have the word greenhouse. So a greenhouse is a small glass building that is used to grow plants. This is normally used in Sometimes you have fruit, and fruit, for example, are they grow in certain seasons. Sometimes you want them to grow in a season that is not theirs. In this case, you put them in a greenhouse. We have a small greenhouse in our backyard where we grow plants. And then you have the word ignore. And to ignore something is to act like you don't see or hear it. يتجاهل يعني. So I ignored the message she was making and kept studying. Okay. Is that clear, everyone? So do you find that interesting or boring? Remember, this is meant to enhance our vocab items. Yeah? And by the end of perhaps the semester, you will have under your belt a great deal of vocab items. And then you have the word obvious, which is similar to apparent that we started with. So if something is obvious, it is clear and easily seen. So it was obvious that he was tired. He kept falling asleep. If you keep falling asleep, this is a sign that you are tired, and this is normally obvious or clear. Physics, of course, you know what physics is. So in physics class, we use Newton's cradle to learn about energy. And then you have a portion of something is part of something. When you eat pizza, for example, you take a small portion or a big portion. So I only ate a small portion of the pizza. And then remind someone is to tell them to remember to do something. You try to alert them. Okay, so next dad reminded him to do his homework. And then you have the word secretary. And of course, you know what a secretary is. A person who works in an office. Rebecca asked her secretary to type a report. And then you have the word severe. When something is severe, it's very bad or serious. When you talk about cold as being very severe, when you talk about an injury and you say that it is severe, when we talk about pain, sometimes you are in pain, and this pain is severe, very serious and very bad and very strong. And then you have talent. Spoke about talents before. If you play a musical instrument, you're talented and you have talent. If you if you sing, if you write, sometimes we even have a published writer in class. This is a talent. So Maria has a talent for playing the piano. And then we have the word thesis, and thesis is an idea that needs to be proved. So you're saying, for example, that the Arab Open University is a good university. This is an idea, and you need to prove it by perhaps talking about the curriculum, the teachers, and so on. So she didn't support her thesis very well. This is also what we use when we write essays. We introduce a thesis. We introduce an idea, and then we try to prove the idea. And of course, you know what a uniform is. When everybody wears the same kind of clothes. And this applies to companies and shops, and even some schools. I'm sure you still remember your school uniform and how it looked like and stuff, what color. And then you have the word vision. So vision is the act of seeing. So to see things means that you have vision. So the eye doctor tested my vision. So got them? Can we have exercises on them?
Yes.
Hello? Okay, let's go ahead. Okay, I'll if you know the answer, come to the mic. Okay. I'll give you a minute to think, 2 minutes to think about them all, and then we can pick people to answer. Okay.
Doctor, can I ask you a question before that?
Yes, very quickly.
Where can I find this page?
Yeah, this is a book that I have and you don't have. This is not, yeah, Ibrahim, from the textbook that you have. This is extra material. This is from outside. Can you see it? The issue here is whether you can see it or not. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I can always share the book later, inshallah. Okay. طيب, like I said, I'll give you a minute to think about them, and then we answer them whenever we are ready. Yeah.
Can you scroll it down, please, for the last?
Can you still see them? No, right? Make them bigger and then, yeah. Yeah. Let's go ahead. If you know the answer, come to the mic. So a part of something.
Can I answer?
Yes, go ahead.
Portion.
Portion. So a part of something is a portion of something. Okay, we talk about pizza. We talk even about the material. Okay, you tell me, for example, quiz 2 is in two weeks. For example, what is the portion? What is this part that we should study? Okay, so portion. Okay, let's move to number 2 very quickly. So easy to see. Yes, apparent. Yes.
Number 2.
Apparent. Okay. So apparent. So when something is apparent, it means that you can see it clearly, or it is clear in general. Then, okay. So number 3, very quickly. Who wants to answer this?
Make comment. Here I am Marwan.
Okay. So to make something means
Comment.
You compose. You make something. Commit is to make a promise or a pledge, Marwan. Okay, so to make something is to compose. Okay, for everyone.
To find an answer, calculate.
Yes. So to find an answer, especially in math class, you calculate. Thank you so much, Melissa. If you are Melissa.
Oh,
Riham, okay, my friend Riham. Okay.
Thank you.
I'm still waiting. I mean, was it you that promised us to write about her dog?
About what, sorry?
About an essay on your dog? So obviously it's somebody. So it's somebody else. No problem. Okay.
It's okay. Thank you, sir.
Let's move to 5, everyone. 5.
Can I answer?
Yes, go ahead quickly.
A kind of science.
A.
Physics.
Physics. Thank you so much. Okay, let's move to number 6. The act of seeing.
Vision.
Vision. Okay, so if you can see, it means that you have vision. If you have vision, it means that you can see. Very good. 7, everyone. Unable
Blind.
to see, blind. Absolutely. So if you're unable to see, it means that you're blind. God forbid, of course. You okay, blind. So 8.
Greenhouse.
Green.
Yeah. So a building used to grow plants would be a greenhouse. Absolutely green. Okay. 9.
Can I answer?
Yes, go ahead.
Sulaiman Said, a school building, dormitory.
A dormitory, okay, or dormitory, like the those guys. So, okay, let's move to 10, everyone.
Chat.
To tap.
Absolutely, chat. Okay, good. Let's move to this one. Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes for that. Okay, you guys have 2 minutes. Figure out the rest of the word. This wouldn't happen unless you read the sentence and understand it. Okay, and this is what we mean by working out the meaning or determining the meaning from the context. If you're ready, I am. Who would like to try his or her luck? Number 1.
I will try it, Mr.
Yeah. What's your name? Quickly.
Abdullah Al-Amoudi.
Okay, Abdullah. Read the sentence and then complete the word.
Frank needs to buy a new piece of clothing that shows him as part of a group uniform.
This is, of course, a uniform. If you wear or put on clothes like everybody else, it means that you're wearing a uniform. Thank you, Abdullah. Number 2, everyone. I need somebody for 2.
Can I?
Yes, go ahead.
It is seen that Elizabeth hates math class. Obvious.
Yeah, it is obvious. Okay, we don't stress nabah. It's very light, so it's obvious. Or it's apparent. The 2 of them are correct. It's apparent, or it's obvious, or it is clear. Thank you so much. And we have the word obvious here. Okay, number 3, everyone, quickly.
Remind.
Okay. I need you to read the sentence. Can somebody do number 3
Can
for
I
us? Yes, read the sentence and then give us the complete word.
My dad will tell me to remember to feed our dog. Remind me.
Yeah, remember to tell somebody to do something means you remind him. Okay, 4, everyone. 4.
Severe.
Okay. Yeah, why don't you say the whole sentence? Yeah, whoever your name is. What's your name?
Can I answer?
Yeah, please.
Sitting out in the sun give David
Gave.
a serious burn.
Okay. So sitting out in the sun gave David a very serious burn. So very serious means what?
Severe.
Severe, absolutely severe. Thank you so much. 5, everyone. 5. Can we have somebody for 5, everyone?
Yes, me.
Shakespeare?
No, Dimitri.
Okay. Can you say the whole sentence, please?
I walked back to the school building where students lived before class.
Okay. So this is the dormitory, right? Okay. Thank you. Can we have that? Yeah, I'll give you 2 minutes. 2 minutes, everyone. See how many times you have recycled the words. You're not likely to forget them for the rest of your life, because we have done them in so many exercises in so many contexts, right? If you're ready, I am.
So, doctor, may I ask you?
Is it a procedural question, or does it have to do with this?
No, it's about our class, yeah.
Yeah, what about it?
Which one is stronger, extreme or severe?
The 2 of them, no. Actually, the word extreme is an adjective, and it means very, while severe in and of itself means strong. So you cannot say very extreme, okay? But you can say very severe. Can you see the difference?
Yeah.
No, okay. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'll start.
Okay, Rehan.
My sister always ignores me and acts like I'm not there.
Okay. Ignores, and this is obviously very bad, right? Okay. Okay, number 2, everyone. Can we have somebody for number 2? Quickly.
Can you see the
Yes.
sentence?
Hey?
Yes. I need somebody.
The secretary answers the office phone for her boss.
Absolutely. Let's move to 3, everyone. Number 3. I'm hopeful. I'm sorry. I'm hopeful that we can have more people. right? So it shouldn't be only Sameh or Abdul or Riham. We need everybody to be on board. We've been recycling the words for so long, right? But we don't have any excuse, am I right? You just read the sentence, try to understand it, and then choose the right word. Number 3, Nikki's. Can we have somebody for Nikki's love of books?
Can I answer?
Yes. What's your name?
My name is Melissa, but first I want to see the choices.
No. Do you have to see the choices?
I cannot see them.
Okay. I think you can see them now, right?
Yeah, now it's better.
Yes. Go ahead.
Nikki is, I think, commit.
No, you need an adjective, and commit is a verb. Okay, can we have somebody else?
Secretary.
Can I?
No, I mean, you're just, you need to think. What's your name? What's your name? I'm sorry.
I'm Melissa.
Can I answer?
Sorry, you need to think, okay? Okay, so can we have somebody else?
Here, Dr. Marwan.
Okay, Dr. Marwan, go ahead.
You are the doctor and I am Marwan. Okay.
Okay.
Nikki's love of book is blind because she's always reading.
Are you sure? Yeah, poetically,
No,
in a perfect world.
Could work.
Yeah, it could work. Yes, it's interesting. I like it. But what also can work is the word wait. Can we apparent? Yeah, apparent. Yes, very good. Thank you. So Nek's love of books is apparent because she is always reading. 444.
Commit.
Yeah, Jeff needed Drake to commit, to promise to being there so that he knew he was coming. So the word commit means you make a commitment, you make a pledge or a promise. Okay, 5.
The blind man needed help getting across the
The
street.
blind man
needed help getting across the street. Okay, I think I have an audio file for these new words. Let me see whether I can play it so that you can hear the pure pronunciation of these different words. I'm hopeful that it can work, hopefully. Can you hear that? Hello, I'm asking you.
Yes, again.
Yeah, you heard that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing.
But not clear. Not clear, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Let's, is it very bad?
Yeah.
Let's,
No, not high voice.
not, okay. That's bad enough. Okay. You can't hear that, right?
Yeah, but not clear enough.
It's not very clear, right?
We're hearing nothing, yeah.
Okay, so what I intend to do, perhaps after that, I can always share it, and you can, hear it on your own, no problem. Let's move to the last part. and this is also, I would like you to read this. Okay, can you see that? Can you see this?
No.
No, we can't.
You
Just
can.
PDF and
Oh, okay, wait. Okay.
Doctor, can I talk to you for a minute? Important questions.
Yeah, what about?
Some problems may some people or some students feel the same feeling that I'm feeling. No.
If it's about exams, I don't discuss exams in class.
No. It's not about exam.
Yes.
It's about
Okay.
the group and telegram and the lessons and the time and like this.
It's about the what?
Telegram group and lessons and writing center and the videos. This.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
I'm so confused, not a little confused, so confused because I'm trying to keep in touch with you, and I can't because you know you are going fast, listen behind listen, listen behind listen. I'm trying to what I can say to be with you, but I can't. Is there some way to be in same place with you? Because there are some lessons I didn't come, I didn't attend to it, so I'm trying to.
But that's why we have recordings, Ibrahim. We have recordings all over the place. Any ways that you can?
I didn't hear you.
I said that you can catch up by, you don't have to attend all the classes if you cannot, but we have recordings for all the writing center sessions. We have recordings for all the classes. Did you hear that?
Yeah, but I want to know in the first lesson, second lesson, we are focusing on what? On vocabulary or writing or like this, you know?
Okay, so
I want to know, like I have planned, you may open to me the door and I will go inside. I want a plan, maybe. You will say to me, do 1, 2, 3, and I will do it.
What I'm trying to say basically is I'm trying to introduce you to as many language situations as I possibly can. I know that the time given to us in class and outside class is very limited. That's why whenever there is a chance for us to meet, I go out of my way and I schedule a session on the writing center. And this is, for example, an extra class, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm so sad that I'm not going with you.
You're not what?
I'm very sad because I'm seeing it's very good, and I wish to keep in touch with you all the time, but I can't because that I said that.
But what I'm trying to say, Ibrahim, is that if you cannot, if you perhaps have a job or you're busy, you can always go back to the recordings. Do you go back to the recordings?
Yeah, I was busy, but the next time I'll be busy because I'm trying to ask you what is the ideas of last classes, in the first class and second class and until now. And I'll go back. I will be with you step by step.
Okay. In the writing center, what do we do in the writing center? We try to introduce writing tips. We're trying to introduce you to the different types of essays, how to write essays, how to avoid errors and mistakes. Okay, this is what we do in the writing center. Here, in the regular classes, of course, we do the themes. Okay. Between the writing center and here in the regular and in the extra classes, we take stuff like that, the ones that you see. We have passages like this where there are vocab items. We try to introduce you to them. We try to teach you how to read from within the reading itself, how to read between the lines, how to determine and figure out the meaning of words. Okay. I'm not fast, but I give so many classes in a week. It's not about being fast as much as it is about the fact that you're not used to having so many classes within the same by the same teacher.
I got it. So can I send to you on Telegram, and you will send to me what you said right now again?
Inshallah, no problem.
I will back to it when I need.
You'll go back to it whenever you need to be refreshed about what we do. No problem. Okay. Anyway, so
I'm sorry.
That's okay. No, it's okay. Okay. So what is it that we're doing now? We're going to read this interesting piece of reading, and then we can always discuss it together. You guys have 2 minutes from now. Can you do that? I think you can. You're going to notice that the words that we have used before are being repeated here, which is obviously good news. Okay. Let me know when you have finished.
Yes, we're done.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So interesting, because this is something that we may share the sentiment, the fact that we came out of exams last week, and some of us are in the middle of exams already, right? Okay, so is it relatable? Relatable means when you read something and you find it relatable, it means it relates to you. It means that you have similar experiences. So is it relatable, everyone? Can you relate? You say, I can relate. I can relate means that I have gone through the same experience. Have you gone through the same experience?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yes. We all have been
Not the
there.
same, but I tried.
Yeah.
I tried. Not the same.
Okay. So you took it to the next level, yeah, Ibrahim. Okay. طيب. Interesting. Can you see that we have the vocab items that we have just seen before? So they now help, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're going to choose a word for the day, which one? What is your word for the day? The word that you liked. I mean, out of what we've been talking about today, one word, what caught your fancy? One word that you like. I mean, perhaps you didn't know about before. So, what is your word of the day?
For me, severe.
It's what?
Severe.
Severe. Severe is
Yeah.
is it
Obvious.
new? And the word obvious. Okay. Anybody else?
Greenhouse.
Greenhouse. Oh. So you know what a greenhouse is by now, right? Good.
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else?
Calculated.
Yeah, calculate, to calculate. Okay, nice. So this is our poor colleague. She's obviously very tired and exhausted. Okay, right. So can we do that very quickly? So this is more or less like an experience or a story. So what is this story about? Come to the mic and tell me what you think. So you need to look at the choices very carefully, okay?
Hello?
So wait. And this is a problem that I have noticed, ya Jama'ah, that people are very quick with their answers, and obviously this quickness is not without bad consequences. Take your time weighing the different choices and pitting them against each other, okay? Don't be in a hurry. Okay, fine. So somebody wanted to say something. Okay, go ahead. What is this story about?
Yes, it's about the dormitory life and about Sue's life in the dormitory.
Can we have a choice? We have 4 choices.
What are the choices?
Can't you see them in front of your eyes?
Oh, I can't see choices.
We can see choices. Can you all see choices? Well, I'm the only one who sees choices. Well,
No, we can't.
you cannot. Okay, let me. Perhaps I did something wrong. Okay, wait. Are you Abdullah, my friend?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, Abdullah, can you now see the choices?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Like I said, people need to take their sweet time, okay?
So, doctor, please.
I think number D.
Okay, so yeah, what's your problem?
I have a quiz right now. Can I go get my full mark and get back here?
Yeah. Are you sure you're going to get the full mark?
Yeah, inshallah.
But if you don't get the full mark, don't come back. Huh?
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you.
Well, good luck. So what is this story about? Like Abdullah said, a girl would just yes, of course. If you have an exam, يلا ما في مشكلة. So what is this story about? Abdullah said it's about a girl who studies so much that she gets sick. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Abdullah. Can we move on to number 2? So according to the passage, why did Sue stay up late the night before? Can we have a female volunteer? This is obviously a variation on the previous one. It's very similar.
Can I answer?
Yes, go ahead. What's your name?
Sulaiman Said.
Sulaiman, go ahead.
She was washing her uniform.
According to the passage, why did Sue stay up late the night before? She wasn't studying. So she was. It took her, that long
Can I
to.
answer?
Okay.
It's
Go ahead.
C. She was composing the thesis.
She was composing a thesis. I'm confused myself. Let's vote on that. Would you like to vote? She was washing her uniform. Would that require her to stay up late while she was composing a thesis?
She was composing a thesis.
What do you think? I think it's none of the above, if you ask me. Okay. Okay. So she was. I don't know myself. Perhaps we need to go. Let's go all the way back to the text and see.
It's C.
Okay.
Yeah, correct.
Let's go back and see.
In the second paragraph, the second.
Yeah. She didn't sleep much, and then obviously because she composed that paper and found the perfect thesis about the importance of greenhouses. So that is the reason why she stayed up late before. Okay, good. What did the nurse bring into the room?
Can I answer, Doctor?
A glass of
juice. I need one at a time. A glass of juice. Okay. Okay, so according to the passage, what was obvious to the nurse after seeing Sue?
Sue had exhausted herself.
Okay, yes. She had become blind. No, she had exhausted herself, of course. Okay. As they chatted, what did the nurse say would cause Sue severe sickness? As they chatted, what did the nurse say would cause Sue severe sickness? In other words, what was the reason for her severe sickness? Remember that part? Do you have to have choices?
She didn't take rest and just keep doing hard work.
She told her, if you keep working so hard, it could have severe results, which means that she's asking her not to study. Okay, good. So see how nice that part was? Would we repeat it more often? Do you think this is interesting and beneficial and useful?
Yes.
Okay, good. Right, let's go to the book and start the theme. Okay. So can you see the book?
No.
No. Wait, I have to open it first. And then from here, I have to say, okay. Yeah. Okay. So like I said, we're starting theme 2. And theme 2 has this interesting title, technology. So what are the associations of the word technology? Associations means what? Associations means whatever comes to your mind when I say something, when somebody says something. So when I say Arab Open University, what are the associations of Arab Open University? What ideas come to your mind, readily to your mind when I say Arab Open University?
It's an educational institute.
What? I didn't hear that.
It's an educational institute.
Yeah, educational institute. What else? Yeah, what's wrong? Okay, so when I say technology, what comes to your mind?
Smartphone.
Yeah, smartphones. Yeah, good. What else?
Technology in medicine.
Yeah, medical technology. Yes. So obviously, it's a lot of things, right? Technology. Yeah, perhaps because of the fact that it is so many things that you cannot think of one and leave the others. Okay, I can understand. So when we talk about the cars that we drive, this is technology. When we talk about teams and having classes online, this is also technology, right? So technology is all over the place, right? Okay, so we'll talk about the who and the what and the when it comes to technology. Who means, technology is normally man-made. Technology is created and is made by human beings. So we need to know who these human beings are. We need to also look at what they did and when they did what they did. We're going to, because of the fact, like I said, technology is such a big word and such a big concept, we're going to narrow our focus and we're going to focus on transport. So transport is obviously moving from one point to another, from point A to point B, moving from Jeddah to Medina, moving from Jeddah to London, right? So this movement that you make and that you so take for granted is technology. Okay, so we're going to talk about transport inventions. So to invent something is to start something. To start something from scratch. Scratch means it didn't exist before, right? So that's why when we talk about cars, we have cars now. But 100 plus years ago, there was no cars, or perhaps 200. So 200 years ago, there were no cars, right? So?
Yep.
So that's why we call it an invention. Okay. Inventions are all over the place, right? Let's talk about the computers 50 or 60 years ago. Were there computers 60 or 70 years ago?
No.
No. So this is an invention. Look at the internet, a beautiful invention. Okay. So again, we're focusing on transport inventions, which means we're talking about vehicles. We're talking about carriers that take us from one point to another. So if you have inventions, okay, so you need to have inventors. Inventors are those pioneers, those people who started it all, who invented something, right? Okay, so let me ask you about the difference between an invention and a discovery. So people normally confuse between the two words. Invention and discovery. Any idea what the difference is?
Invention is something created, and the inventor is something that created it.
How about discovery?
Discovery, something you find out.
Yes. So which of them existed or used to exist but you didn't know about? Is invention something that was there but you didn't know about? Or discovery?
Discovery.
Discovery, yes. Okay. So that's why when we talk about the US, the USA, you're familiar with this country. So this country was invented or discovered?
Invented.
No, of course
Discovered.
not.
Discovered.
Right? That's why we don't say geographical inventions. We say geographical discoveries, right? So when people go perhaps to the South or the North Pole and discover new territories, new places, these are all discoveries, okay? Invent is to start something from scratch. Did we discover the car or we invented the car? What do you think?
Invented, of course.
Absolutely. We didn't discover it. Wasn't there, hidden somewhere, and then we discovered. No, it wasn't there at all, and we invented it, right? Okay. Sorry. So a brief history of space travel. So there is, if we talk about discoveries and inventions, we will talk about the history of space travel, right? I'm sure you have heard, I mean, the other day there was this celebration of people landing Mars, and obviously this is not the first time, right? It was a big event the other day, if you read the news. So we're talking about space travel. Space travel would mean that you go to the moon, you go to Mars, and I don't know where else. So, okay, so we're going to have a bit of history on and about space travel. So this history is going to be brief. I would like you to give me a synonym for the word brief. Synonym means a word that has the same meaning, by the way. So give me a synonym for the word brief. A word that has the same or almost the same meaning.
Can I explain it?
No, I need a synonym. There is obviously a difference between a definition and a synonym. When I ask you for a synonym, you give me one word. When I ask you for a definition, you give me a whole sentence. So what do I need now? I need a synonym.
One word.
One word.
Invade.
Brief. Brief is an adjective. So you need an adjective that has the same meaning. So brief means long or short?
Short.
Short.
Yes, that's it. Okay, yeah. We'll talk about the historic moment. What's the difference between history and historic? In other words, which of them is a noun and which of them is an adjective?
Historic is an adjective.
It's an adjective. Okay, well, history is a noun. That's why we're saying the history of something, right? Okay. When we say the history of Saudi Arabia, for example. And on the other hand, you have historic, say historic moment, historic event, right? Okay. So let's move all the way
Does
to
it
the...
mean one time? One time history means one time?
No, it's historic means something that would refer to history. history related. Okay, right. So look at, so again, we're talking about transport inventions. What is it that we want to do? We need to look at the forms of transport on the opposite page. Before we look at those forms of transport, so what are the forms of transport that you can think of? What form of transport do you use to come to university?
Cars.
Car.
Car, yeah, absolutely. You use a car, right? You don't use a ship, right?
Yeah.
Do you sometimes use a bicycle coming to the university?
No.
No. Okay. So do you come
Car
with a
or bus?
yes. Do you come with a plane
No.
or
No.
on board the rocket, perhaps? No. Okay. So these are the different forms of transport that we normally have. Okay. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yes, we can see.
Okay. Yes. So these are forms of transport, but obviously these are old ones, the old versions of the forms of transport that we have now. Okay, so this is past or present, I'm asking you.
Past.
This is ancient past. Very good, okay. So what is the opposite of ancient? Give me a word for ancient, the opposite.
Car.
Ancient.
Modern.
Modern, absolutely, the word modern. Okay. So obviously these are the prototypes of forms of transport that we use now. Okay, let me ask you, which of them is your favorite?
The bicycle.
The bicycle is, what's your name?
I'm Nahil, doctor.
Nahil. Nahil's favorite means or form of transport is the bicycle. How about everybody else?
Cars.
What? What did you say?
Cars.
Car, the car. So Ibrahim likes cars.
Plan.
The plane, not plan. Okay, the plane. Okay, nice.
Helicopter.
Okay. طيب. Okay. طيب. We have looked enough at them. Let's go back. So look at the forms of transport on the opposite page, which we did. So number the inventions in order. Start with the earliest and end with the latest. Okay, so let's agree on that. These are inventions or discoveries? I'm asking you.
Inventions.
These are inventions. Yes, because we started them from nothing. They were nothing. Okay. So this is perhaps an exercise in general knowledge. Which of them is the earliest? Or the oldest, in other words, and which of them is the most modern or the newest? What do you think? Yeah, perhaps you need to tap into what you already know, some general knowledge, if you're into that.
Number E is the oldest one.
So number E, what's this? This is a train. Yeah, are you sure?
Oh, okay. I didn't see H. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, H is
okay.
the oldest one.
So you think that H, which is what? This is what? This is a boat, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so you think this is the boat is the oldest, okay. And which of them is the newest, yeah, Riham, or the most modern?
C.
C, the rocket, absolutely. Thank you so much. Okay, do you guys agree with what Riham is saying?
Yes, we agree.
Okay, yes, I agree too. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so again, another question about the importance of every and each invention. Which of them is the greatest in the history of transport? What do you think? Which of them is the greatest? It's the one thing that
Yeah.
you cannot imagine life without. The what?
Cars.
I feel it's the
Yeah,
important. It's C, the rocket.
but we don't come to university. We don't come to university using rockets. I mean, we're talking about the utility or how useful the invention is. Let's agree on the fact that all of them are useful, but some of them are essential. Essential means that you cannot think of your life without. So what
Necessary.
happened?
Maybe F, cars.
Cars. So who also agrees? Yeah, but you don't come to the university with an aeroplane. It's very important and everything, but is it as useful? Yani I'm talking about you yourself. Is it as useful as the car?
No.
Yes.
No. And I'm
Not
talking about you now. Perhaps when you graduate and you have a job and you have to travel outside the country, in this case, it would be the most
exactly.
useful, right? But for our present purposes, I think I don't want to impose my opinion, so it's okay. If you think it's the plane, that's fine. If you think it's even the rocket, that's fine too.
I
Okay.
feel even the train.
The train, yeah, yeah. The train
Yeah.
is also very
Well, like
important.
it
What?
helps many people
Yes,
to go
absolutely.
between cities.
Yes, that's correct. I like. I also like trains because they are also very clean in terms of pollution and everything.
Yes, 100%.
Okay. Okay. So did you notice that we have a structure that gets repeated, a pattern that gets repeated, which is what? Used to remember, we say oldest, we say earliest, we say greatest, right? So again, oldest, earliest, greatest, smallest, biggest, newest, right? So originally we have, when I say oldest, what do we have? We have an adjective and we have est attached to it, right? We have early and we have est attached to it. We have great, which is an adjective, and we have est attached to it. What's the structure? This is a language structure that we call the superlative. Are you familiar with the superlative? Have you ever heard that concept or the idea, the superlative?
Yes, I
Okay.
heard it before.
Yeah, very good. Okay. And if you think of the word itself, superlative, you're going to find it made up of two words, right? Or perhaps a word and a suffix to be more specific. You have the word super, right?
Yes.
Superlative, okay? And when something is super, it means that it stands out. Stands out, it means it is more important than everything else. So we use this structure, the superlative, in order to establish a relationship of one to many. Okay, so we're making a comparison where on one side you have one and on the other side you have many. Okay, so when I say that the boat is the oldest form of transport, so I'm putting the boat on one side and I'm putting all the other forms of transport on the other side. Now, this is called superlative, which means that the boat, in terms of how old it is super, or the most super, if you like. Are you getting the idea? So again, the structure that we're talking about grammatically is called superlative. Now, in Arabic, we call it أفعل التفضيل. بنقول الأجمل، الأكبر، الأصغر، right? الأغنى، الأذكى. This is called superlative. So how do we do that in English? You have the adjective, okay, and then you decide that the adjective is short, you're going to add est. That's why we're saying oldest, earliest, greatest, smallest, youngest. Okay, and of course you precede the adjective. Before the adjective, you have the word that. Okay, so when I say, for example, I am the youngest among my siblings. Siblings are my brothers and sisters. I am the youngest. It means that we have a relationship of one and many. I or me, one, and my siblings are many, right?
How can I know that, Doctor? Is there a number for the letters?
No, I mean it's intuitive, يعني حاجة كده بديهية. Sometimes you don't. It wouldn't work. You read or you pronounce the word, you find it very difficult to pronounce, yeah, Ibrahim. Okay. Let's look at the word beautiful, for example. Can I say the beautifulest?
No.
صعب شوية, right? يعني تحس إنه it's very long. That's why in this case we're not going to use est. We're going to use something else. The adjectives that has ed and ing to them. Okay. So let's look at the word boring, for example. Can I say that Dr. Sameh's class is the boringest?
No.
Boringest class ever.
No, sure no.
You cannot, because if you say that, I'll you'll fail.
But I can say the funnest.
Yeah, funnest, because it's it's short. It's a short adjective.
Short and real.
Yeah, short and sweet. Again, let's go back to an adjective that has ing or ed to it. Of course, it's a physical impossibility to add est to it. Again, so if the adjective is long, if the adjective has ing or ed to it, in this case, you're going to precede it with either the most or the least. It depends on your assessment. Okay, so we can say that Pamela is the most beautiful girl in class, or Pamela is the least beautiful girl in class. We can say this car is the most expensive in this car dealership, or this car is the least expensive. Okay, are you getting the idea?
The opposite, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, doctor.
Okay. So if you're going to talk about the boat, okay, so what are you going to say about the boat in terms of how old it is if you compare it to the other inventions? Can you use the superlative? Yalla, go ahead. I need somebody to use the superlative with the boat, saying that it is, I wouldn't say it because I'm going to spoil it.
Hello, doctor.
Yeah, go ahead, yeah, Abdulillah.
We can say more boring or more superlative.
I'm not talking about this aspect. I'm focused on the superlative, اللي هو أفعل التفضيل, one to many. What you're talking about, يا عبد الإله, is one to one. بقارن بين اثنين. No, I'm not doing that. I'm comparing between one and group. One to many. Let's go back to the boat. What do you have to say about the boat? Superlative.
The
You're
boat.
going to.
The boat
Mhm.
is the oldest invention
Yes.
among. The boat is the oldest invention among all inventions.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so the boat is the oldest form of transport, if you like. Okay.
Doctor,
And,
can I say the car is the oldest because they was using it with horses and like this? Because they say to it a car, you know?
I don't quite agree, Ibrahim, but this is not the point, Ibrahim. Now, what we're focused on is the grammar item. Are you getting this superlative kind of thing?
Yeah, I know the point you are focusing it. Yeah, I was like this a question just.
Okay. Right. Okay, so which of them is, I'm not going to say it. So let's compare. I would like you to tell me, so one of them is light, right? I don't want to put it in a sentence and spoil it for you. Not all of them are light. Light means that they you can perhaps carry or. Can we use the superlative with one of them, indicating that it is light and everything? Superlative, one too many?
I feel we can.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's do it.
Such as the bicycle.
Okay, so we're going to say
the bicycle, but because we cannot use, if you want to compare it among all, we cannot use like lightest. There's nothing named lightest.
معقولة؟ and I wasn't consulted. كانوا بيعلمونا غلط
okay,
ولا
sorry. We can say the bicycle.
Yes.
The bicycle is the lightest invention among all inventions.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. Okay, heavy. Let's talk about one of them and say that if we compare it to the other, it would be any heavy. And I don't want to use the superlative and spoil it for you. So let's agree on which of them do you think is heavy? So
the train. Sorry, the rocket.
Shape. A shape.
No, see. The rocket.
Okay. I don't know. I didn't weigh them, but it's okay. Go ahead. Can we say it? Yeah. So you're going to say the rocket?
Yes, we can say like
the fastest.
The rocket
is.
The rocket is the rocket is heavier.
No, I'm not comparing one to one. So this is what you're doing is one to one. I need one too many. So with one too many, yeah, okay, go ahead.
The rocket is the heaviest invention.
Yeah, excellent, thank you.
Among all
no, not invention. Invention means that we talk about transport and we talk about others. So obviously you're talking about the rocket as the heaviest of all that means of transport or forms of transport. Yeah, very good.
Thank you, Doctor.
You're welcome. So which of them is? I'll talk about this idea of expensiveness. So if you're going to set one against the others in terms of, fare and price, the money that you pay in order to use.
I think the rocket is the most expensive.
Yeah, very good. The rocket is the most expensive. And which of them is the least expensive?
Bicycle.
Bicycle.
Absolutely. The bicycle.
Bicycle is the least expensive.
Yes, that's correct. Right. Which of them? Let's talk about them in terms of, mobility, in terms of quickness or fastness, if I can use the word. So one of them stands out in terms of, quick movement, rapidity, if you like.
We need to use the word slow.
No, I need the opposite.
The fastest, you mean?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yalla, go ahead.
I feel okay. The rocket is the fastest transportation invention.
Or form of transport.
And
again, Doctor, what do you want?
Okay. So the rocket is the fastest of all the forms of transport.
And we can say small boats and big ship. We can say small boats and big ship. The opposite.
You mean the slowest? You mean the boat is the slowest?
You need the opposite.
Yeah, well, it's okay. Like, let's move somewhere else.
I can make a sentences, Doctor.
Okay, quickly.
The bicycle is the slowest one of them.
The what? The bicycle?
The slowest. The bicycle
is the slowest of the transport forms. Yes, that's good. Okay. So let's. We have a number of vocab items. I would like us to look at them and see whether we can recognize them, whether we have issues with them or not. So you have the word conquer. You have the word drive, field, fly, invent, invention, island, power, sea, train, transport, travel, and walking. Do you have challenges with any of these words?
The first one.
Yeah, conquer. Conquer is negative. When a country conquer another country. So a country attacks another country and it takes it over. It's like invading a country, if you're familiar with invading. So you have a strong or a powerful country that takes over another thing, that attacks another country and stays there. This is conquer. And of course, we're using
like take control of.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. And we're using the word conquered here. Obviously, we don't have military, we don't have battles or wars in the lesson, but we're using it in a metaphorical way, in a poetic way, طريقة شعرية. When we say that, sometimes there was this commercial at one point, you're like, conquer your hunger or conquer your thirst. اقهر عطشك. Right? Still remember that? اقهر عطشك.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're using it in a metaphorical or in a poetic way. So So what is it that we're going to conquer here? We're talking here about space. So conquer space. Okay. Right. Any other words? Okay. And we're going to also talk about the word power because it has so many meanings. So and if you ask me now, say, Dr. Sameh, what does the word power mean? I'll tell you no, I don't know. You have to put it in a sentence because it has so many meanings. So obviously, when we talk about its meaning, it would mean strength. It would be, you know, when they use it, when you have a website and they say powered by, and then they give you the name of a company, right? When we talk about cars and we talk about horsepower, right? ولا CC ما اعرفش كام حصان. Are you familiar with that?
Yes, doctor.
Yeah, horsepower, you mean?
Yeah, yes. I mean, what I'm trying to say is that I cannot specify or determine, rather, I cannot determine what it means unless I see it in a sentence because of the so many meanings that it has.
Yeah, maybe about influence.
What can also mean that. But again, you're getting my point. The fact that you have to see it in a sentence or in a context in order to determine what it exactly means. Okay. So where are we? I think we need to go all the way to the transcript 2.1 and listen to the first part of a lecture. And this lecture is on the history of transport. Okay, so we'll have
what is the difference between sentences and
difference. What is the difference between what?
I think you said context.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
sentence.
Yes. A context is the sentences that a word is in. Or you normally have a word and this word is surrounded by other words. Those other words make a sentence and they make a paragraph, they can make an essay, and so on. So this is what we call context. Why do I need the context? Because it tells me about the exact meaning of a word or a phrase. Okay, let's move all the way to 2.1. I think we have it at the end of the book. We'll go very quickly and read the first part of a lecture. Okay, so this is 2.1. I would like you to read it very quickly and see what. Okay, can you see? So you have lecturer. Lecturer is somebody who gives a lecture, right? Now go ahead. I only want you to read the first part. Let me make it smaller so that you can capture everything. Is it? Okay. Well, track 2.1. Can you see that?
Yeah, we can see.
Yes, go ahead. Read it. Read the first part only, 2.1. Let me know when you have finished.
Doctor, I can't see what you said. I can't see it in the screen. Yeah, now I can see. Sorry.
Okay, so are we done?
Done, doctor.
Okay, good. So again, whenever we have readings, whenever we read something, it's not about the information as much as it is about the strategy, reading strategies, how to read. And by reading, I don't mean the noise that we make, the organized noise that we make when we say, I'm going to talk to you, blah, blah, blah. It's not about that. It's about establishing relationships among and between the sentences, so that eventually we come up with the big picture. Okay, so like I said, whenever you have a reading, you'll have to be able to establish or to detect the relationships that we have. Okay, so how can you have relationships? You can have transition words and phrases. Okay, they can help us know what is ahead. I'll give you an example. The word or the phrase that is. Can you see that? I'm going to talk to you today about inventions. That is, and then he said something. So
yes,
what is, I'm not asking about the meaning of the phrase. I'm asking about the function of the phrase. Okay, how can I know the function? Read the sentence that will come after, or the phrase that would come after. He says what? He says, I'm going to talk to you today about inventions. That is, new ways of doing something. So new ways of doing something is, tells you what about that is. Tells you that that is what. So every time you see that is from now on, you will know what about what comes after it. You will know that new ways of doing something would be the definition for inventions, right? So I'm going to talk to you today about inventions. Yeah, people don't know what inventions are, right? I said that is new ways of doing something. Are you getting the idea?
Yeah.
So every time I have that is, it means that he's trying to say, I mean, right?
Right.
Okay, good. So that is new ways of doing something. This is obviously the definition of inventions. Okay. And this is an indirect way of saying I mean, right? But he said it on another occasion. He said, I mean, I'm okay. He said, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, in my opinion, right? Did you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So it can be direct by meaning I mean, and it can be indirect by saying that is. Okay, good. Right. So I'm going to talk to you today about inventions, that is new ways of doing something. All the inventions are in the field or area of transport. You know what field it is? The field of teaching, the field of medicine, right? The field of history, and so on. So the word field and the word area are what? What is the relationship between them? Is it a relationship of similarity or contradiction?
Similarity.
Similarity, yeah. They are synonyms, almost synonyms. They have the almost the exact same meaning, right? Okay. So if I don't know what field means, I go to the word area and obviously I will understand. This is what writers do all the time. They give you more than one word that has the same meaning so that you can eventually understand, right? Okay, so he is also repeating it one more time when he says, I'm going to talk about different methods or types of transport. So if I don't know what methods means, right, I can get the meaning from the word types. So what is the relationship between methods and types here? Is it a relationship of similarity? Yeah, absolutely. Methods.
Similarity.
Yes, very good. Let me give you another example, perhaps from outside the text. When I say this lady is beautiful, no, is beautiful, is decent and beautiful. Decent and beautiful. And I don't know what decent means, but I know what beautiful means. So at least I know that the word decent is a negative word. So you cannot describe somebody using two negative, two contradictory terms, right? Let me give you another example. When I don't know how, whether it's going to be correct or not, but for the sake of argument, when I say this guy is intelligent and brilliant, and I know what intelligent means, right? But I don't know what brilliant means. Can I guess the meaning from the word intelligent?
Yes.
Because I cannot. I think you cannot say, for example, that the word brilliant means stupid. Can I say that somebody is intelligent and?
No, it won't fit. Yeah.
No, it will never happen.
Meaning of the word, at least you're close, you're near, right? So I would like you to always look at this and or kind of thing. The relationship, whenever we have and or is a relationship of similarity. Okay, fine. So after that, I'll tell you when each method was invented. Finally, I'm going to say which invention was the most important. Remember this structure? The most important, superlative, one and many. Well, as far as I'm concerned, and then I mean in my opinion. So what's the relationship between I'm concerned and in as far as I'm concerned and in my opinion?
There's similarity.
Yes, they mean the same thing. So this is a very interesting expression. Means as far as I am concerned. So as far as I am concerned means in my opinion, in my view. This is, or I think. Okay.
I guess.
Yes. So let's move to the second part. I would like you to read it and see what will come out. So it's 2.2, everyone. So let me know when you have finished.
I'm done, doctor.
Okay, good. Okay, so did it add to your knowledge about the history of transport?
Yes.
Okay. So which is the oldest method of transport according to this text?
They start first with walking.
Walking, yeah, walking is the yes.
Then they start with boat.
Okay.
After that, with the boat, they use the method of using the power of wind.
Okay, that's interesting.
After that, after the wind, they use the power of steam. Still, we are in the boat. They use the power of steam to move the boat.
Yes.
After that, they decided to use the bicycle.
Mm-hmm.
After the bicycle, they used the motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
After the motorcycle, I think, as I read, they used the rocket.
Mm-hmm.
And
the car, I think the car came before the rocket.
They named it.
Yeah, motor car.
Okay, interesting. Yes.
And it was a train.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. Go on.
And I think at the end they used the motor car. At the end, the motor car, so that, as they said, they can move faster on the land as well as they move faster on the sea.
On the sea, absolutely. What's your name?
My name is Nahil.
Nahil. Okay. Okay. So what?
After all that, there's the plans. Yeah.
The planes.
The next page, yeah.
Yes. I'm sorry.
The next page.
Yes. Right. Did you notice that we also have transition words and phrases that can help us, coordinate things and make sense of what is happening?
Yes.
What I can see stand out here would be the words that would indicate sequence, what happened first and then what came after. You have words like first, right? The first, and then after, and then you have the word then, and then later. Okay.
Move to.
Now. So these are keywords. They can help you, navigate your way smoothly in the passage. Okay. Let me have something to say about prepositions of time. When I say prepositions of time, I mean in and at and on. Did you see any of them? So of course they are followed by time. Let's talk about in, and if you have seen any ins.
Yeah.
Okay, in what?
In the air.
In what?
In the air.
No, I need time expressions that would indicate or show time. When I say in 1830, so in 1830, so every time you have 4 digits, right? Every time you have 1830, 1839, so you always have in. So with years, whenever you have a year, you have in, right? When else do you use in? When we talk about seasons, in summer, in spring, right? when we talk about, no, I'm focused on time. I'm talking about time prepositions, not place prepositions. Okay.
In months.
So again, let's move to in. Okay, in, we use it with seasons. Wait, we use it with years. We use it with months. When I say in May, in February, in March, right?
And when we talk about a period more than day.
When I say, let's say that I meet you Saturday. Should I say I meet you? Wait. Should I say I meet you after 3 days or in 3 days? Because this is a common error. You don't meet somebody after 3 or 4 or 5 days or weeks. You meet somebody in. You meet somebody in 4 days. You meet somebody in 4 weeks. Okay? After is Arabic. Okay? Like when people say, I met Ali before 3 days, which is also Arabic, very Arabic. When you say I met Ali before 3 days, it has to be أنا قابلته قبل 3 أيام. Okay? So you say I met Ali 3 days ago. Right?
Yeah.
So there is no before, right? There is no before, and there is also no after 3 days. And there is no from, right? شفته من 3 أيام. I met him from 3 days. Is that correct? No.
3 days ago.
3, absolutely. Yes, very good. Okay, let's now move to on. We're still talking about time. Whenever we have on, we have days. And whether they are clear days like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and so on, or part of a date. I met Ali on March 27th. So it's because of this 27th thing that we use on, right? Hello.
Right, this period isn't more than a day, right?
No.
And this period isn't more than a day.
ما عديتهمش والله. I don't know what you're talking about. What's your name?
When we talk about a specific day.
Can you give me an example?
Yeah, like on Thursday, it's one day.
Yes. No, yeah, I can say on we meet on Thursdays or on Fridays. You can use S, by the way, if this is what you mean. Okay, right. Okay, let's move somewhere else. Okay, let's move to 2.3, everyone, very quickly. And this is obviously going to be our last or final note today. So 2.3, read it very quickly.
Done, doctor. I'm done.
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
Done, doctor.
Okay, right. This one is also interesting. So we have heard about the main inventions in the field of transport, but which invention was the most important? In my opinion, can you think of something else other than in my opinion that we have taken today? In my opinion.
I consider.
No, and remember the expression, that the very new expression that he used also in the same lecture. If you go back to the lecture,
As I'm concerned.
Okay, so it's as far
as
I am concerned. A very beautiful expression, and I would like you to use it. So as far as I am concerned, and then you say whatever you want to say. It's exactly like I think or I believe. Okay. Okay.
Okay, doctor.
So it was the last invention.
Can I say I think sometimes? I think.
Yes, of course you can, yes. So this invention has made the world into a much smaller place. People can travel right to the other side of the world in a day. So in a day here means within a day. خلال يعني. Within a day, right? Why is that important? Because the more we travel, the more we understand other people and other cultures. Okay, so why is it important that we travel from one side to the other using the plane? Because it connects us together. So it helps us understand other people and their culture, right? So it was a very beautiful read, as you can see. Okay, so we'll stop on this note and with this item. And inshallah, we'll meet again. I have a writing center session on Saturday. If you would like to come, it's normally at 7 p.m. And I will also have a writing center on Sunday, and it's going to be at 2 p.m. And of course, we're going to have our regular class on Tuesday at 12 p.m. Okay? Do you need any help?
Doctor, are you?
Yes, go ahead.
Sorry for interrupting, Doctor. May I ask?
Yeah, you may.
Doctor, you are going to continue in the writing center as we like in the same part that we stopped today?
You mean here?
Yeah.
No, this is, yeah, I'm going to do that in the regular class next week on Tuesday at 12.
Every week.
Yes, but what I'm going to do on in the writing center, whether on Saturday or Sunday, would be the things that we started with. Remember, vocab items, and then talking about them, reading about them, using them in different contexts and things like. And of course, detecting errors, like we always do. Talking also about essays, and we're going to introduce a new type of essay. We're going to talk about the narrative essay this week, inshallah.
Okay, thank you, Doctor, so much for this session.
You're welcome. So, yalla, I'll see you, inshallah.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Yalla, bye bye.
Thank you, Doctor.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.